Oh, okay, it's this one. Okay, so this one works. Kind of. That is a lot of background noise. How about that? That's really quiet. Hello. There we go. That's still really quiet. I'm just testing things. Just like Elijah's going to be color commentating for me for the first game, and so I just wanted to make sure he got a good mic, one that doesn't pick up as much background noise as possible, and then I'll have my microphone. So it'll be grand, it'll be jolly, and all the above. Yeah. So that's the summary of it all. And yeah. So yeah, right now it's 4:33 here at the Panther Den. We're CLA out there on the court warming up alongside with the Slip Rock Panthers. No referee in sight so far. There's still a half an hour before the game starts. So go grab your chocolate milk. Come back with a side of graham crackers, possibly, and any kind of food snacks you like to chow down on during the game. We got a junior varsity and varsity matchup here this evening, and yeah. So whenever they start that timer for the warm-ups, the official warm-ups to begin, I'll send your way a timer. But until then, we got quite a while until we snap, crackle, and pop here today. All right, this is my microphone. This is the commentary microphone. That is a lot more audio than what the crisp clearness of the other microphone. This is my real microphone that I'm going to be using during the game. So, yeah. seconds until the timer runs out. I'm here, Gabriel Eisler, one of your hosts, and the other host is over there.
Elijah Toth is also here as well.
He's doing work things as well, keeping me company up here, running the scoreboard and such. Yeah, I don't know why we're doing junior varsity first, but we are. So, because we normally do varsity first, which we do varsity. We do like we open in a word of prayer, we do the anthem, then we announce the starting lineups. What do we do with this case? Do we do the anthem or the prayer anthem and then just volleyball?
Just start the game, I guess.
We might. I'm not sure. Well, both teams taking their respective sides. I'm not sure if we're going to do lineups or not. I'm very confused of why the music's still playing. And
I actually don't think we do lineups for junior varsity.
Well, we normally don't, but this is the first game, so I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do everything, because we normally do varsity first and then play junior varsity.
Also true.
I think it was requested from CLA to do junior varsity first and then varsity.
Probably.
But yeah. Well, Panthers starting on the right side, CLA Eagles on the left. Yeah. I mean, I can technically do starting lineups if I ever feel like it. Like, starting on the Panthers side, number 5, Brooke Bailey. Number 14, Madison Bailey. Number 10, Ellie Hendricks. Number 7, Taylor Hendricks. Number 4, Madison Lott. Number 8, Vicky something or another. I don't actually know her last name. I should have probably figured that out beforehand.
Yeah, probably.
I didn't. Then on the opposing side, we have number 1, Katie Beggs. Is that 12 or 16 or 18? Turn around. Number 10, Kelsey Siegworth? Number 10, top left on the page. Tell me how you pronounce that name.
Siegworth?
It might be Siegeworth. I'm going to say Siegeworth.
Just, go with that.
That feels more right.
I'm bad with names.
So am I. Yeah, I'm giving a piece of paper. On the front line, number 9, Savannah Bishop. Number 11, Destiny Bickle. Number 15, Morgan McLaughlin.
Why are they clapping?
And number 3, I don't know.
I would like to know.
Number 3, Michaela Heim.
There's nothing to clap about yet.
No, the crowd's as mediocre and boring as the color gray.
Yeah, really.
They haven't had anything to get up and riled about yet.
Is the ref? Oh, the ref is on the stand.
Yeah. Blues here and ready to go. Alrighty, number 1, Katie Beggs here starting us off with the service. Throws that one up and over. Diving play by Bailey, able to get that to the back line, but a little bit too far on that one, and it lands out of bounds. First point goes to the Eagles side. Katie here with that service, sends that one up and soaring, going off Brooke and back to the Eagles side. Bumping that one up and over, looks to be number 3, Michaela Heim. Just playing a little bit of ping pong out there, and lands with the Eagles being the one with the upset.
Bad communication right there.
That was me closing the lid. Katie there with another service, sending that one to the back line, goes off Madison Bailey and out of bounds on return.
You gotta start off better than this, girls. They're a good team.
Score is now 3-0. Eagles off to an early lead.
Play like it.
Katie there with that service. Sends that a little bit far to the right side and lands out of bounds. Panthers find themselves up on that scoreboard. Serving this one up, Madison Lott. Underhands that one up and over into the center of the field. Getting a hand on that one. Destiny finding its way into Savannah's hands. Diving for that one. Brooke not able to come up with it. And that one trickles out of bounds. Eagles pick up point number 4 on that scoreboard. Panthers remain at 1. 2 line judges this evening. Jack Hone on the Eagles side, and Luke Good will be line judging on the Panthers side. Underhanded service by Bishop, makes that one up and over. Bailey able to get that one into the middle. Henrik back over to Bailey, and that one will be sent up and over. Bishop there into the front line. Destiny helping that one over, but Bailey ready for that one. Getting her hand up into the air for that. Number 15, just a little hesitant to send that one up and over. Morgan's just...
Good tip by Madison Bailey there. Good placement.
Brooke Bailey here to serve this one up. Underhander makes that one up and over. From the back line, called for the carry, I believe. Number 10, Kelsey Siegeworth, gives the Panthers a point from the fault. Brooke Bailey there with the underhander, makes that one up and over. Goes off of Savannah and down without a fight. In return ball gives us a 4-all game here. Panthers picking up point number 4 from the last series sequence of events. Brooke Bailey with another service, lands out of bounds. Eagles now at 5. Morgan McLaughlin, service a little short of requirements, and that'll be the Panthers' point. Ellie Hendricks over that service, sends that one up and over. Savannah getting a hand on that one. Destiny with that second.
That was a point behind. Maybe 2, I'm not sure. I think that was good.
Ellie there getting that one forward. Vicky with that setup for Bailey, finding a hole in the defense, sends that one a little bit lopsided. Bailey there diving, keeping that one alive. Savannah to the front line, hits that netting, comes back down on the Eagles side, and that will be the Panthers' cue to gain point number 7 off the tally board. Oh my goodness, Ellie Hendricks there with a boomer, first overhand of the season, sends it soaring. Destiny getting a hand on that one to get that one over Michaela. Vicky trying to save that one out of the gutters. Brooke just not putting that one in a good position for her teammate. Gives the Eagles point number 7 of the match. Wait, point number 6. I'm looking at that scoreboard backwards. Destiny there with that one. Diving. Bailey sends that one right back up and over. Called for the carry. Number 10 on the Eagles side. Kelsey Siegeworth. And Panthers now at 8. Madison Bailey with the underhander. Diving, chasing after that one. Savannah Bishop not able to send that to the Panthers side. Panthers now at 9-6 lead score in the horse race thing. Analogies are hard. Bailey there sending that one up and over. Savannah finding it forward. Katie there into the middle it goes and sent over by Michaela. Vicky there with the bump. Gets that one up and over the net it goes. Taylor returning that one, getting that one back over. Michaela being the one to do so on the Eagles side. Vicky there sending that one up and over. Katie over to Michaela. That will be the finishing touch on that Eagles scoring sequence. I'm lagging behind a little bit today. I haven't had my Mountain Dew. Michaela Heim with that service, sends that one up and over. Bailey able to get a hand on that one. Taylor just not aware of where that one was going. Ellie running after it, not able to get there in time. Eagles now at 8. 1 point is the difference. This is a junior varsity matchup, so it is best of 3. So first team to claim 2 victories takes this one home. We played a 25, win by 2. And if we go into a third set, it's first to 15, also win by 2 scenario. Taylor with that service, sends that one short, goes off of number 10. I don't have all the names on one side of the paper, so this is kind of a struggle for me currently as I relearn the alphabet.
You're doing that too?
I never passed kindergarten. Don't tell anybody that.
You never what?
I never passed kindergarten.
I never did do preschool.
I don't think I did either. That might be because we're homeschooled.
Might be.
We know the teacher. We can get through.
Yep. Some things pass that don't in other schools.
Kelsey there with that service, sending that one up and over. Brooke, I believe, the touchdown on that one. Both Bailey girls going for that. And that one will ricochet out of bounds. Ricochet. Kelsey with that service, sends that one up and over. Brooke able to get a hand on that one. Destiny with the receiving touch over to Katie, finding its way into the middle. Savannah there snapping that one up and over. Diving play by Brooke, not able to send that one up for her teammates. It's a whopping 56 degrees outside. I hope you brought your sweater because It's not much different in here. Kelsey with that service, sending that one up and over. Brooke with the receiving touch. I believe Destiny with the first, Katie with the secondary, and finalization being by McLaughlin. And that will be another point for the Eagles. 13-11 now the score. I'm sure as the event goes on, it'll get warmer in here. Kelsey there with the underhander. Brooke able to send that one back over, but is indeed out of bounds. Panthers remain at 11, and the Eagles now at 14. We got a 1-minute timeout. Yeah. So how do you feel the match has been going on so far, Elijah?
I think our girls are playing a little too streaky. They need to calm down and yeah. Oh, I want to say this. See, this is why I should have gone to preschool. Learn how to talk.
Yeah, it seems like it's just waves of momentum here.
Yeah, they play super good and then not so much. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, it might just be rotation wise, like who's in front, who's in back, who's good at defense, who's primarily offense. Just finding comfort zones and using them.
Maybe our lone viewer can tell us, give us some feedback.
I would say that's Grandma, but she's down in the stands.
I don't know who it is. YouTube won't tell me.
Alrighty, ready to jump back into the action. Kelsey Siegeworth with that service, sending that one up and over. Brooke Bailey able to send that back to the Eagles side. Leans a little too far to the left and is indeed out of bounds. Yeah, this thing wobbles too much. Kelsey with another chance at a service, sends that one up in shallow center field. Brooke able to send that one up, but Savannah not able to send that one back over with the instant attempt at the attack. Panthers now at 12 as the ball did not pass go. 3 points is the difference. Here's Vicky, number 8, to send this one up and over for the Panthers. In the back line, Kelsey getting a hand on that one and drops without a second touch. Panthers only down by 2 now. Here's Vicky with another service, sending that one up. Leans a little too far to the right and misses her target. Panthers remain at 13. Eagles now at 16. Serving this one, number 1, Katie Beggs. There's that one up and over, down off the shin of Taylor Hendricks, number 7 on the Panthers side. Substitution is signaled for the CLA Eagles. It looks like 15, Morgan McLaughlin will take a seat on the bench, and coming on to take her spot is number 12, Haley Hepler. Service by Katie, makes that one into the backfield for the Panthers. Bailey able to receive that one. Ellie with that second and finalization, shallow. Not able to send that one up and over is Brooke Bailey. Substitution now signaled for the Slippery Rock Panthers. Brooke Bailey will be taking a seat on the bench, and coming on to take her spot is number 12, Mary Grace. Service by Katie, sending this one up and over. Lands out of bounds. Here's the signal from the line judge. Panthers now at 14 from that call. And the Eagles remain at 18. Service by Lott, able to send that one up and over. Met up by Kelsey, sends that into the netting and lands without crossing the border. Panthers now at 15, Eagles at 18. Service by Lott, able to underhand this one up and over. Center field goes off of Kelsey and down for a service ace for the Slippery Rock Panthers. Panthers now at 16, Eagles at 18. Someone's riled up. Lott there sending that one up and
That
over.
or they're just murdering the other kid.
Getting a hand on that one. Looked to be Ellie Hendricks. Looks like neither of them really called that, and both of them wanted that chicken on the last piece of chicken on the table. So they kind of just fought over it. Serving this one up. Savannah Bishop there with that underhander. Makes that one up and over. Mary Grace finding its way to Ellie. Sends that one across. Returned by Kelsey, and the Panthers just not ready for that one that shallow. Eagles now at 20 with a 4-point lead against the Panthers as they're at 16. Savannah Bishop with that underhander makes that one up and over. Bailey able to get that one into the middle. Ellie into the back line. And Vicky there sending that one up and over. Savannah gets that one forward, but hits the netting, and it kind of just loses all form of, man. loses all form of velocity and drops straight down against the netting. Destiny not quite able to make a play on it. Mary Grace's service met by Katie's. Destiny back over to Katie. That one slapped over, and that one will score. Eagles now at 21. Service met up and over. Lottie able to get that one over to Ellie, and that one will be slapped back over by the Eagles, and that one will score as the Panthers just crumble on defense. Haley Kepler here with the service, number 12 on the Eagles side. The underhander's a little too short to get it past the netting, and Panther point at the end of the sequence. Panthers now at 18, Eagles at 22. Ellie Hendricks there with another service, sends that one a little to the left side this time around. Destiny up into the air, sends that one. And the finalization looked to be by number 3, Michaela Heim. Destiny slaps that one over with the left hand. Mary Grace with a diving play over to Vicky, and that will clear the netting. Savannah forward, Destiny there to slap that one into the backfield. Returned by Lott, and down off of Haley Kepler. Yeah, I got the name right. I just got to go for it. Panthers only down by 3. There's a service from Ellie. Met by Savannah. Hits the candy cane and deemed out of bounds. Is there a technical term for the candy cane?
I like candy cane, personally.
I mean, it gets the point across and everything. I feel like I'll just keep it.
I do not know what they're actually called, though.
There's got to be a technical term. Looks like Michaela Heim stuck in the net, and that one will be called and enforced. Panthers pick up a point, and that one being point number 21.
Game is tight.
Vicky there getting that hand on that one. Looking for help is Taylor, and diving for it is Madison Lott. 2 points away from closing out game 1 are the CLA Eagles. Serving that one up, Destiny able to find his way into shallow center field. Mary Grace with her receiving touch on that. Bailey with first, Ellie with the secondary, and finalization by Vicky, able to get that one up and over. Slapped back over by Hepler, and is indeed out of bounds. Panthers hanging on every tooth by the skin of their pants and the
skin of their pants.
The skin of their pants and the seat of their teeth.
I like it.
Bailey, they're sending that one up and over. Goes off of Destiny. Hepler just coming out booming with a hip check. And
playing hockey now.
We're in a tie ball game. 23-23. Bailey there with the underhander, makes that one up and over. Goes off Hepler into the hands of Kelsey, and that will be called for the double touch. As the ball, I believe she's calling it as the ball hit her forearm, it bounced, and then it hit her chest, and that's called for the double touch.
I would say.
Bailey there sending that one up and over. Goes off Savannah into the middle. Kelsey with that back tip. Almost crosses by Katie with that final third hit. We'll tie the match up as Madison Lott just not able to get a solid hand on that one.
So we were in hockey. I guess we're still in hockey. I mean, she just took a swing at her face.
Mary Grace getting a hand on that one. Ellie over towards that right side. Swing and a miss from Taylor Hendricks. Match point for the Eagles now. 25-24. Service met up and over. Mary Grace down on her knees, gets that one up to Vicky, and that one will go unreturned. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of game 1. Panthers at 24, Eagles at 26. We're moving to game 2 here shortly. So just go and grab your chocolate milk. You got 3 minutes. And go grab your chocolate milk, your map of North Dakota, and we'll be here waiting for you then. But yeah, I don't know.
What time is it? I should be good for at least half a game.
Alright. So what's Elijah been up to today?
Not much.
Not much.
A little school.
Just a little school. Some chips if you have them.
No, I have not watched Chicken Little in a long time.
Yeah, it's such a good movie.
It is.
I need to rewatch it. That and Robots. Those are two movies that most people haven't seen, but I feel like they should.
I never have seen Robots.
I can't remember. There's one YouTube channel that's dedicated to finding like movies that are made for children and like giving them like super in-depth like meanings. Like Shrek is all about like racism and how.
No, I've only ever seen Shrek like once.
Well, they were talking. They were like giving symbolism to like government oppression and like segregation and stuff like and refugees because Shrimp's swamp got taken over. So that's like if a bunch of people got kicked out of like a country or something and they seek refuge in a neutral zone, that's like Shrek's swamp. And Shrek had to go on a quest made by the government to do a thing or another. I can't remember what it was about robots. I think it was also like government oppression and like.
I've never seen robots, so I don't know.
Well, the premise of the movie is the main protagonist wants to go see his lifelong aspiration, like his model growing up, and so.
So like Rapunzel.
Kind of. Instead of lanterns, it's more of a person. So he goes, he finally meets him. He's a shell of his former self. And so the main protagonist is like, all right, I gotta show him why I aspire to be him.
Yeah.
And so that's like the second half of the movie. Eventually he sees the kid's aspiration to be like his old self, and then he reverts to his old self, and then and the ending happens. I think that's the best way I can describe it without spoiling any parts. But yeah.
I figured it'd be like, have you ever seen the movie Coco?
No.
It's kind of like that. One kid, he wants to meet the guy who he thinks was his grandfather, because like in the Mexicans, there's like the Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
So he gets like transported there, and he wants to meet the guy who he thought was his grandfather, because nobody in his family would ever tell. But he meets him, and he's a total jerk, and then tries to kill him.
Huh.
And then he finds out the guy who helped him find the guy who he thought was his grandfather is his actual grandfather.
Whoa.
Yeah. Who also got killed by that guy.
Huh. That sounds confusing. I'll have to. It's on my list to watch. I just haven't gotten around to doing it.
You should. It's a half decent movie.
All right. Lou, the referee's just making sure everyone's in their spot. Everyone has a spot for them. Yeah.
Your mouse has so many buttons.
I think I have a few of them mapped to push like the letter L, the letter K. It takes a while to get used to the extra 6 buttons. Yeah, looks like both teams ready to rock and roll once again. Addison Bailey going to be the one serving this one up for the Panthers on the left this time around. Sends that one up and over. Going off of Michaela Heim and out of bounds. Panthers with the first point of the match. While with another service, sends that one up and over. Getting a receiving touch on that one. Savannah over to Ellie. Back to Savannah. Katie getting a hand on that one, but caught with the second touch as it ricochets off the net and back into her hands. Addison Lott here with the underhander, makes that one up and over. Hits Michaela Heim and down without a fight. Panthers had an early 3-0 lead. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. Addison Lott here, number 4 on the Panthers side, to serve this one up once again. Line drive in the shallow center, and that'll be ricochet off of Heim and down to the ground. Panthers now at 4. The Eagles remain scoreless. And this is the part where Lott has a service error and the Eagles pick up their first point.
Yep.
Man.
Oh, we were wrong.
Destiny sends it up and over. Mary Grace gets that one into the middle. Slapped over by Savannah.
But they still got their first point.
Both players touched the net, so we'll have a redo. And now Lott has a service error into the net.
Dick, gum.
So just keep in stride with that first game.
Now she'll have a service error. Calling it.
Over and in bounds. Heim not able to turn that one, and we got a 5-0 game. Every game's like a snowflake. It melts after a while. Service by Lott sends that one up and over. Michaela able to get that one forward. Secondary by Katie, and finalization by Savannah. Sends that one shallow on that right side, and Bailey's just not ready for it. And let's see if the Eagles can hop on their high horse and send this one back and, well, back into action. Bailey there with receiving touch on that one. Swiped at that one by Ellie, but no net contact is made. I believe that was Savannah caught for the double touch, and the Panthers pick up point number 6. Yep. Mary Grace with that service, sending that one up and over. Kelsey Ford, Destiny with that secondary back to Kelsey on the back line attack. Able to send it up and over, and is effective. Number 10 from the CLA Eagles, slapping that one up from the back line. .62 is the score, 4 points is the difference. Here's a service from Savannah, sending that one up and over. Bailey with that first touch. Secondary. Oh, secondary was by the other team. I believe that one was by Destiny with the killing touch. Panthers up, but the lead is slowly being chopped away. 6-3 now the score. Savannah there with that service, sending that one up and over. Bailey with the first one. Ellie with the secondary, but caught in the net. And that'll be the Eagles' 4th point of the match. Service by Savannah, sending that one up and over. Goes off Morgan into the back line. Finds a gap in the defense and picks its pocket. And is now at 7. Eagles at 4. Service by Ellie, sends that one up and over. It goes off Michaela Heim and down to the ground. Panthers now at 8. Ellie there with that service, sends that one up and over. Diving play by Katie, keeps that one alive, goes off Morgan. Teresa not quite able to get there in time for that second touch, and the Eagles pick up point number 5. Service by McLaughlin, sends that one up and over. Morgan with our returning touch, sends it back to the Eagles side and claims another point. Panthers now at 9, Eagles at 5. Bailey there with that serve, sends that one up and over. Returned by, oh, my brain just went dead. Michaela returning that one. Watt there getting that to the back line of the Eagles side. Savannah with the first, Destiny with the secondary, and Michaela with that finalization. Ellie keeping that one alive. Teresa with that secondary, and the finalization, little miscommunication between Morgan and Ellie, and that one returns nonetheless. Watt with that first touch, Ellie with that secondary into the middle it goes. Morgan with that left-handed slapper, not able to send that one up and over. And the Panthers remain at 9. Eagles picking up point number 6 of the match. Is that right?
Yep.
Destiny Bickle with that service, not able to send that one up and over, and the Panthers now at 10. Feels like I'm on a boat as much as this wobbles. Morgan service, just not quite up to snuff, and will be a service error. The Eagles now at 7. Teresa there with a secondary. Bailey there sending that one up and over it goes. Destiny with a returning touch on that one. We're going to play a little bit of ping pong here. Slap up by McLaughlin, not able to get that one up and over the border, and the Panthers now at 11. Teresa here, number 20 on the Panthers side, to send this one soaring. Into the back line, that service goes and will land unreturned. I would say uncontested, but the one to get a hand on that one was Morgan McLaughlin. Underhanded service by Teresa into center field. Finds his way into the hands of Destiny. Katie with that secondary. And finalization by Savannah. Slaps that one up and over. Getting first hand on that one. Ellie with that secondary. And finalization by Mary Grace. Destiny getting on her knee for that one. Keeps that one up into the air. Katie over to Savannah. Tips that one up. Hits the top border on the whiteness of the netting. And down without passing go. Panthers now at 13. Eagles at 7. Underhand service by Lott, able to make that one up and over. Goes out Destiny into the hands of Michaela, and finalization by Katie. Lott able to get this one over to Ellie, and then finalization. Mary Grace with a whopping smacker. Gets that one across the net and then some. Eagles pick up point number 8. Service by number 10 sends that one up and over. Bailey able to get a hand on that one. Ellie with that finalization. Destiny getting the first on that one. Secondary by Katie. And Morgan just not able to slap that one up as far as she did forward. Panthers now at 13. Eagles at 8. Service by Madison Lott. with the underhander, sends that one up and over from the back line. Number 10, Kelsey Ford in Savannah there with that killing touch. Lott tries to send that up to Ellie, but a little bit too vicious with the one-armed approach. And the Panthers remain at 14 as the Eagles pick up point number 9. Service by Katie Begg, sending that one up and over. Teresa there returning that one, but is indeed out of bounds. Eagles now at 10. Panthers remain at 14. Katie there with that service, sending that one up and over. Teresa with a diving play, returns that to the Eagles side, getting a hand on that one. Destiny finding its way over to Katie, throws that up and over. Bailey getting a hand over to Morgan. Ellie there with that finalization, but makes a 4th touch on that one, and it's called for the double. Eagles make their 11th tally on the board. Panthers remain at 14. The Eagles do lead the series, so if they win this game, that'll be the end of the match. But if the Panthers win it, we'll go into game number 3. Diving play by Lott, able to send that up and over. Katie there diving, not able to keep that back in possession.
Nice play right
the
there.
Eagles. Mary Grace may be small, but she's got a lot of fire in that arm. Katie there sending that one up. Destiny with that secondary. And Savannah just in an awkward position, not able to send that across the netting. Panthers now at 16. Mary Grace sending that one up, but not able to make that one over. Eagles now at 12. Service able to make that one up and over. Bailey able to get a hit on that one, but ricochets off her and out of bounds it goes. Nice service by Savannah Bishop. All right. I'll try to keep things under wrap. Savannah there with that service, not able to make that one past the netting, and down it goes. Let's see if we can manage to not tip over. Ellie with that service, sends that one up and over. Katie able to get a hand on that one. Ellie with that first touch on the receiving side. Teresa with that secondary, and Bailey slaps that one, but not able to make that one over. And it looks like Elvis has just left the building. See if I can manage this. We're at a 17-14 game. Teresa there trying to send that one up and over, not able to do so. I'm pushing every button on the keyboard, trying to find a way to manage my own system. Here with this service, able to get that one up and over. Number 15 goes down without a fight, and we got a tie ball game, 17 apiece. Someone out of rotation. Oh, Madison Bailey's going to take a seat on the bench, and Vicky, number 8, will come out to play the court. Serving this one up, number 15. McLaughlin sends that one up and over, diving for that one. Vicky keeps that one alive, but lands out of bounds. The Eagles pick up their 18th point of the match. See if I can turn off Elijah's mic here. Morgan gets a hand on that one, but Lott not able to turn that one on the final touch of the sequence. And the Eagles now at 19. McLaughlin with that service, sending that one up and over, goes off Morgan into the backfield. Diving play by Lott, not able to send that one back to the Eagles side. And we got a 20-17 game, I believe. I could be wrong. Scoreboard says 19-17, so that's what we'll go by. Service up and not able to make that one over by McLaughlin, and that will be an 18-19 score on that scoreboard. Substituting in, number 12, Haley Hepler will come on to play the back line in place of Morgan McLaughlin. Number 8 here, Vicky, going to be the one to serve this one up for the Panthers. Sends the one up and over, goes down at the feet of Hepler, and the Panthers pick up a point from the result. Scoreboard says 19 all. Vicky here with that service. Sending that one and up and over it goes. Katie able to get a hand on that one. Secondary by Destiny, and the finalization being by, I believe that to be Kelsey. Ellie there sending that one up and over. Katie with the receiving touch. Destiny with that secondary, and finalization being by Katie. Ellie there receiving that one. Teresa with back sets that one to the Eagles side. Katie receives that one. Destiny with the secondary. Finalization being by number 10, Kelsey. I don't know why I can't remember one person's name. Lott there slaps that one up, but not able to make that one over, and the Eagles now at point number 20. Service by Destiny, sending this one up and over. Ellie able to get a hand on that one. Teresa with that secondary, and finalization by Morgan sends that one up into center field. Destiny getting a hand on that one. Katie with that secondary, and the finalization being by Savannah from center field. Sends that one to the Panther side. Ellie, Teresa, then a boomer from Lott, able to send that one up and over. The backline Helpler sends it to the Panther side. Teresa with that secondary. Finalization being by Lott. Destiny receiving that one over to Katie, and then Savannah there slapping that one over with the right palm. Ellie goes over to Teresa, tries to bump that one up and finish the play with 2, but not able to do so. The third hit is by the netting, and that will shut down the offense. Panthers at 19 and the Eagles at 21. Destiny with that service, sending that one up and over. Down at the feet of Vicky, number 8 on the Panthers side, and that will be at the difference maker of 3. 22 for the Eagles, 19 for the Panthers. Destiny with that service, sending that one up and over, goes off a lot into the middle. Diving for that one, Teresa not able to claim that point, and the Eagles 2 points away from closing out the series, not only the set. It is a best of 3 sets, so the Eagles taking hold of that first set gives them the advantage. Destiny sending that one up and over. Morgan able to get a hand on that one. Teresa there with that secondary finalization by Lott, able to tip that one past the netting as well as the blocks, and picks up another point. Panthers now at 20. Eagles at 23. Morgan there with that service, sending that one up and over. Down, uncontested, and that is a service error to get the Panthers ball rolling once again here late in the second game. Morgan surface there, sending that one up and over, getting a hand on that one. Hapler able to find its way over to Katie into the left side. Slap comes up by Kelsey, not able to pass go, not able to collect $200, and that is point number 22 on the board for the Panthers. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the microphone was down there. Probably felt like a hurricane just hit the building, but we're all fine here. It's like a lot more than a hurricane to knock this game off the tracks. Service makes that one up and over. Vicky over to Teresa, sending that one up and over. Slap comes over by Savannah, but gives life back into the lungs of the Panthers side. 23 Panthers, 24, and match point for the Eagles. Service by Teresa, sends that one up, over, and is out of bounds. And that is game, set, match, and series. As both teams exchange the handshakes of the good games and all the good sportsmanship out there. It's a fabulous game between these two teams, something that we don't see every day. And next time we see these two teams play, I believe it'll be next season. So it'll be a long wait for these two teams to face off once again. But for the varsity team, it'll be only in, I believe it'd be 20 minutes. I can't remember what our intermission is between periods of play, or not between periods, but between games. But final score of game number 2, 25-23. Final score of game number 1, 24-26 in favor of the Eagles both times around. And we'll see what tales the varsity teams have to tell us here after the intermission. You'll have enough time to go grab your chocolate milk, maybe some Cheez-Its out of the store nearby, and be back in time for the game to rock and roll. 20 minutes on that clock, and we'll get rocking and rolling after that's expired. All right, so Elijah was really quiet, so I'm going to try to fix this. He wasn't talking into the microphone. He was talking beside it like this, so it was a lot quieter. I have it set up for you to do this. So, I'm going to set up a noise gate, so whenever he's not talking, you won't be able to hear the background. So, like, if I'm talking like this, it's around 15, 20 decibels. So yeah. And that's called a noise gate. For those of you who are technically wondering, I have the volume. Basically, what a noise gate does, it takes the overall noise capture and basically cuts off the microphone whenever that noise at a certain level isn't being generated. So I have the cutoff point right around 20 decibels. When you're talking into this microphone, you're about -5. But the background noise is roughly 25, 23, because the crowd's pretty loud during the intermission and such. So yeah, nerd tips with Gabe. That's how you set up a noise gate. Set your background noise where your closing is, and your opening will be where your intake of audio is going to be, which is my voice. And yeah, nerd tips with Gabe. Tune in next week where we talk about dinosaurs or something. Yeah. You'll get the occasional one of those where it's a big spike up into the audio that you already have captured. But it's rare. Sorry, I kind of pressed the wrong button. I was typing text and I hit the backspace button, and that makes this transition. I have a hotkey to the backspace button. Sorry. Alrighty, well, we got about a minute left before we jump right back into the action. I was looking for the, I'm hearing an echo. Where's the echo? Alright, I got rid of the echo. I was looking for a, what do you call it? A schedule for October. I couldn't find one, so I know there's a football game on Thursday if you're planning on going to that. I believe the Panthers are taking on Cheswick at their field. It's an away game. It's quite a lengthy trip. That will be covered by the Slippery Rock Sports Network. I do not know when the departure time is from the church, but it's probably like roughly 2 o'clock, give or take. But yeah. Crank myself up there a little bit. But yeah, it's going to be a good matchup. Cheswick and Slippery Rock were very even last season, and so it'll be a good matchup there today. But the buzzer has sounded, and we are going to get ready to rock and roll here with the varsity matchup between the Slippery Rock Panthers and the Christian Life Academy's Eagles. And yeah, how do I switch a server? I did it accidentally earlier. I should be able to do it right now. Move that keyboard closer so it's a little bit easier, and let's rock and roll. What's going on? Do I need to go down and do this? All right, that was an event. So, I don't know how well you could hear that, but yeah. Normally we throw a microphone up here in the booth for me, but tonight's a different story. Just me up here in the booth tonight for the varsity game. Two line judges being Luke Good on the Panthers side and Jack Hone on the left. And yeah. Hooey. Michelle, man, I'm gonna get talked on about that later on. I said it right on the away game. Oh, that's because I had it written out. I have my notes up here with me now. And we're missing the ball. Oh, it's on the scorekeeper's table. Anyway, Lou, the referee here, will make sure everyone's in their spot in the correct starting lineup. She's given the notes. She's taking the tests. And I am out of breath. I'm a Mountain Dew, so I'm all ready to rock and roll here. It's a whopping 56 degrees outside. It's a little bit warmer in here after the junior varsity game came and went. It's probably right around, so it started off right around 67 degrees. It's probably a cool 71 in here at this point. But yeah, it looks like both teams ready to rock and roll here. Panthers going to be the one starting us off. Laura Hone going to be the one to do so. Sending that one up and over, received by Hope, finding its way into Katie's hands, getting that one to the left side. Slapped on up and over by Michaela. Slapped by West, and the second finalization being by Hope. They're going to say one of the Eagle players stepped underneath the net, and she's going to be caught with her hand in the cookie jar. Hun with that service sends that one off of Begg's hands, and that one will be another Panther point. 2-0 now the score. Hang on, I need to get rid of that post. Hun, they're setting that one up and over, getting a hand on that one. Michaela's first touch, not able to get that one over to her teammate, and can I make this post go downward? Huzzah. And there's going to have a 3-0 game on their hands. And we'll play on. Hone, they're sending that one up and over to having play by Beggs, able to get that one up into the air. Destiny with that secondary touch. Finalization by number 6, Rachel Rye. They're sending that one to the Panthers side. Panthers receive that one and send it back. Cassandra with the final touch. Destiny into the middle. West into the backfield. Let go by Martha, and out of bounds is the call. Players to watch this evening. We got Martha Depew, number 10 on that back row, and I want to say number 1, Katie Beggs on the Eagles side. Another service. One more service unreturned by Laura Hone there. Makes it a 5-0 game. Hone there with a line drive down on her knees, getting a hand on that one. Hope finds its way into the hands of Destiny, and Michaela there into the backfield. Juliana with a receiving touch. Elisa over to Hone, able to throw that one up and over. Michaela running after that one, not able to grab that one. And Michaela, if you're watching this, I'm sorry I butchered your name in the lineup. It's spelled Michael with an A at the end, or Michelle with an A at the end. But I got my notes, so we're ready to rock and roll. Hope with that first touch, and West with that finalization. Helping hand by, I believe, to be Destiny with that set. And the Eagles find themselves on the board for the first time here in game number 1. It is a varsity matchup here, so we have a best of 5 games. First team to claim 3 victories does take home the bragging rights of taking down the other team. Katrina Eisler coming out to play the back line for the Panthers in place of Elisa Armour. Elisa getting voted off the island, sits on the bench, sporting number 3 on the back of her jersey. Here's Katrina with that service, sending that one up and over. Katie able to get a hand on that one, trying to find her teammate Destiny, but not able to get it into her hands. Panthers pick up point number 8 here in game number 1. Katrina there with that service, sending that one up and over, getting a hand. Michaela finding its way to Hope, and that one will be sent up and over. Goes out Cassandra into the hands of Monica, but Cassandra will be caught with her hands in the cookie jar, quite literally, and she'll be sent to her room. Double touch was the call. Rachel Rye with that sent into the back line. Juliana getting a hand on that one. Katrina getting that one into the hands of Martha. Slaps that one up and over the netting. Destiny giving that one over to Michaela. Slaps that one to the Panthers side. Juliana gets that one to Katrina, finding its way into the hands of Monica Depew. Sends that one across. Rachel with the first. Michaela with that last one. Katrina there with a touch on that one. Getting that one back to Hone with a secondary. Finalization being by Monica into the back line. Megan getting that one forward. Finalization by Michaela to the Panthers side. It falls. Katrina there keeping that one alive with that secondary touch. Cassandra with a whopping smacker with a power level of 9,000. Sends that one a little bit too far, and that one does land out of bounds. Panthers remain at 8. Eagles now at 3. Service by Rachel into the back line. Juliana getting a hand on that one. Monica able to get that one over to Cassandra. Now it'll be sent over. Megan able to get a hand on that one. Destiny with that finalization by Michaela. I'm having a stroke up here. Send help, please. Anyway, Panthers not able to return that one. We got a 4-point differential here today. Eagles at 4, Panthers at 8. Rachel Rye here going to be the one to send this one sky high. See that one rhyme? That was pretty cool. All right, that was more of a line drive, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Katrina with that finalization. Sends it up and over and down in bounds. Holy cheese and crackers. Somebody tip my fedora for that play. 5 points is the difference. 9-4 is the score. And the Panthers, the lead horses in this race. Monica able to send that one up and over down without a fight. Sorry. No, sorry. It's just me. Panthers now at 10. Eagles remain at 4. Monica there with that service, sends that one up and over. Michaela throwing that one back over to the Panthers side. Katrina with that sent up, and over it goes by Juliana with that helping hand. Martha throws it back over, and Hope will finish that one back over as it came back. Martha there with a slapper, goes off the leg twice. Goes up, not able to make that one in the bucket, and the Panthers now at 11. Monica there with that service, sends that one up and over it goes. Getting a hand on that one, Katie Beggs. Destiny trying to slap that one up and over, but Cassandra dumps that one back down to the Eagles side. It's finalization by Michaela, not able to send that one up and over. Panthers now at 12. Extends their lead back to an 8. Monica Depew. Jump serve, able to send that one up, not able to make that one over. Cassandra just slaps that one back. We're not going to take the weak shots today, she says. Destiny Bickle here with the service. Slap that one up and over it goes. Martha able to get a hand on that one. Slapped back over by Hope. Cassandra there throwing this to the Eagle side. Michaela into the backfield. Jumps that one down in bounds. Beautiful play there. Picks a spot and takes it home. Eagles picking up point number 6 on the board. And what a play that was. Destiny here with that service, sends that one up and over. Hone able to find his way forward. Katrina with that secondary and finalization on that touch. Katie into the middle. Comes down with a boomer. Michaela there with that one. Kept alive by Monica. Katrina with that secondary and finalization by Hone. Slaps that one up and over. Diving play by Megan, able to get that one forward. Katie. Wow, is that net flimsy? Did anyone tighten the bottom of it? That doesn't look... It should have ricocheted back, but it didn't because of that. Elisa Armour comes on. Katrina goes onto the bench. Elisa playing the front line. Cassandra there with that sent over shallow. Hope able to return that one. Katie to Megan. Megan not having a lot of elbow room, not able to make an effective play on that play, and I was a few scores behind. Panthers now at 14. Oh yeah, the play happened where I was focused on the netting more than the scoring. Cassandra there with that jump serve, able to send that one up and over. Jack calling that one in bounds, and Panthers receiving point number 15. Cassandra here with the service. Not sure if that's my phone or someone in the crowd. I'm all good. Katie there back, sending that one over to Michaela. Sends that one up and over. Very cautious of her footing there. Keeps it one inside her own playing zone. Megan able to get a hand on that one. Katie with that secondary. And Hope there to finish that one off into the backfield. Cassandra finding its way forward. Elusi able to get that one over to Juliana. And that one will clear the netting. Hope with that first. Michaela there digging that one out of the gutters. Into the backfield. Throws that ball. Hone able to claim a point at the end of the day, making it a 16-6 game. 10 points is the difference here on the Panthers, the lead horse in the race. Cassandra there with that jump serve, able to send that one into center field, goes out Destiny and drops down. Panthers now 17, Eagles at 6. Timeout by the Christian Life Academy Eagles. We'll have 1 minute to burn off here, and yeah, I believe that was a really good timeout to be called from the Eagles side of things. All the momentum just seemingly to go into the Panthers bucket here. Maybe it'll give them the Eagles enough chance to get a bit of a breather and jump back into it later on. But yeah, it's a good way to break up a team's momentum. It's an easy, cost-effective method for that. Once you call a timeout, both teams sit down, collect their minds, cheer and jeer one to another. Yeah. CLA just looking a little sporadic there on their defense. Maybe what the coach had to say in that huddle had something to do with just tightening up, keeping cool, keeping your mind, your down-to-earth mindset. Keep it simple. Bump set, then a spike. And sometimes, if you can, just throw a little bump spike in there, see, catch them off guard. But yeah, 17-6 the score, 11 points is the difference, and we'll rock and roll. Gabriel Eisler, the one to serve this one up for the Panthers. Jump service makes that one a little bit too far and gone, and sometimes coming out of that timeout, you lose your rhythm on the service, and that looks like it's the case here today. 10 points is the difference. Michaela there sending that one up and over. Monica getting a hand on that one. Elisa with a diving play finds Hone, and that one will be bumped over top the netting. Hope finding its way over towards that right side. Katie back to Hope, and that one will be sent over. Cassandra with the first, Hone with that secondary and final touch. Diving play by Michaela gets that one forward. Going off of Katie's hands, hits the top part of the netting and not able to pass go, not able to collect $200. Panthers now at point number 18. 6 points, 5 points? 5 points. 7 points away from closing out. 6 points away from closing out the game now, as I failed to do math in a timely fashion. Martha DePue sending that one up and over. Michaela getting that one forward. Katie able to find its way over to West, and that one slapped down. Cassandra kept that one alive. Elisa getting a hand on that one, finding its way over to Juliana. Slaps that one up and over. Hope able to find its way over to Katie, and then West into the backfield. Slaps that one. Martha able to find its way forward. Elisa with that secondary, and finalization by Hone. Sent back over by Katie. Cassandra receives that one. Elisa with that secondary finds its way into the back line. Slapped over by Monica. Eagles just not quite ready for that one. Panthers break the 20-point marker, and now we're in the end game. Here in game number 1. Service by Martha, able to send that one up and over, getting a hand on that one. Hope finding its way back to the Panthers' side. Hone there, slapping that one into the backfield, but kept alive by Michaela. Katie able to finish that one off. Elisa finding its way over to Juliana, and that one finished off that play. Katie into the middle. West there, slapping that one into a hole. Diving play, kept that one alive. And Hone there to finish that one off. Diving play by Michaela finds West, and that one will be tipped over. Elisa to Juliana, bumped over. Diving play, kept alive. Anna West there, slaps that one up. Hone receives that one and sends that one back down. No way, Jose. Hone there tipping that one past. Whistle is blown. Anna West called for being in the netting, and that will be Panthers' 21st point of the match. Martha, they're sending that one up and over, getting ahead of that one. Diving, keeping that one alive with a helping hand is Megan. First touch is by Michaela Henry, and Panthers now at point number 22 from the third net, or the third touch being made by the floor. Service by Martha, able to get that one up and over. Megan getting a hand on that one. Henry there into the netting. It goes down on her knees, keeps that one out of the gutters is Katie Beggs. Hone, they're tipping that one past the block. Caught as she travels across underneath the netting. And that'll be the Eagles' point by the fault. Hope Rye here, number 7 on the Eagles side to send this one up and over. Into the back left side of the court. Martha receives that one. Cassandra there finishing that one off. Rye able to get that one over. Katie finding Rachel into the backfield. That spike goes. Juliana finding its way to Hone. Slurs that one into the back left. And just in bounds by about a foot to hit the back line and 2 feet to hit the sideline. But it does land in bounds. Panthers at 23 now. And tensions rise. And the plot thickens. Juliana, they're sending that one up and over, down on her knees. Henry is sending that one back. But Hone slaps that one down with an immediate attack, and it is now match point for the Panthers. Juliana, they're sending that one up and over. Goes off of Rachel into the backfield. Michaela keeping that one alive. Megan there with that slapper, not able to send that one up and over the netting. And that will be the end of game number 1. Panthers take game 1, 25-8. We'll move into game number 2 here. And we've got a 3-minute intermission up. I'll start up that timer, and we'll get rocking and rolling here shortly. Alright, both teams looking like they're ready to rock and roll a little early. So we're going to start just a tad early. Referee's checking everyone's starting position now. And, yeah. Referee's a little chilly, so if you don't see the stripes, that's because she's got her jacket on. Yeah. So I'll get things underway here early on. Not my decision, but I'm only here to capture the event, not to command it. So, clean slate on the board. It's an all-new chapter here this evening. And here's Megan with that service, sending that one up and over. Cassandra with that diving play finds his way. Elise able to tip that one past the netting, and Megan there finding its way to Destiny. Dahone dumping that one down will deny any form of offense coming from the Eagles side of things, and the Panthers pick up point number 1. Service by Laura Hone there, sending that one up and over. Goes off of Katie Beggs and out of bounds. Look on her face, said whoops. And whoops indeed. Laura Hone there, sending that one up and over. Hope Ryan finding that one forward. Destiny back over to Michaela. That one will be slapped to the near right side of the Panthers zone. Monica there slapping that one mid-range. Able to get a hand on that one. Hope finding its way to Katie. And then finalization. A little confusion with that finalization. Not able to be met. Michaela, Henry, and Destiny Bickle both undecided who's going to get that one. So they both go for it, and it doesn't pass go. Laura Hone there with that service, sends that one up and over. Megan able to get a hand on that one. Michaela there sending that one deep into the Panthers zone. Martha there sending that one forward to the setting position. Cassandra there with the helping hand of Elisa. Destiny gets that one up into the air. Henry slapping that one down. Hone able to receive that one. And Monica there to send that one across and soaring. Rachel there sits to the Panthers side, tips it. Elisa up into the air. Monica able to send that one sharp with that attack. Getting a hand on that one. Rachel then finalization by Hope. Elisa with that set. Finds its way. Monica slaps that one up, but no, it was Cassandra. I think it might have been a 4th hit. I have questions that I need answers for. I'm not sure, but they do say the Eagles blocked that one and it lands out of bounds. So, Panther point. That's the termination on the court. Henry there sending that one up and over. Skips that one across the lake and drops that one down like a pen dropped off a plane. Rachel here with that serve. Sends that one up and over. Hone able to get a hand on that one. Finding its way near right side. Set up by Elisa. Back to Hone. Slaps that one down. A little bit too much mustard on that hot dog. And, yeah. Too much mustard, never a good thing. I mean, when you're me, I don't know your specific tastes, but could be a good thing for you. Rachel there with that service. Martha able to get a hand that one. Monica able to finish that one off. Megan from the back line finding its way to Henry. Stops that one up and over. Monica able to find its way to Elisa. Monica once again able to tip that one past the block. Destiny gets that one forward. Henry there with that slap comes up and over. Hone able to receive that one. Elisa up into the air. And Henry shoves that to the Panthers side. Diving play by Juliana, finding its way to Elisa, gets that one up into the air, drops down out of bounds over the netting, and the Eagles pick up point number 3. I need to boost my energy levels. I don't know what to do. I'm half asleep right now, and that's not really the most joyous thing in the world. Rachel there sending that one up and over from the back line. Hone able to find its way forward. Elisa able to dump that one off, kept alive by Beggs. Destiny tries to help that one up and over, but goes over nonetheless and goes off Monica as it crosses the netting, lands out of bounds, and we got a tie ball game as the Eagles claim point number 4. Rachel here with that service, sends that one up and over. Cassandra getting a hand on that one, finding its way back over. Katie finding Destiny, then to the left side. Hope able to slot that one to the back line. Hone keeps that one going. Diving play by Juliana, not able to get underneath it in time. Close, but not close enough. The Panthers' defense right there. Panthers 4, Eagles 5. Rachel here with the service. Slaps that one up and over far left side. Hone able to get a hand on that one. Secondary by Monica able to send that one soaring and down. Inbounds is the call from Luke Good. And we'll have a tie ball game here once again. Substitution will be called for the Panthers. Katrina Eisler, number 22, going to come on to play the back line. Elisa Armour. All right, Martha goes off onto the bench. Katrina comes on to play the front row. Clara Melvin going to come on to play the back row in place of Elisa Armour. Player there with that service sends that one up and over. Received by Hope. Diving play by Megan, not able to get there in time. Panthers now up 6-5. Wrong side of the board dead. Diving play by Katie Biggs, not able to get there in time. We got an 8-7-5 game. My dad, Keith Eisler, is running Scoreboard today. Sends up and over. Megan with a diving play, getting a hand on that one. Claire able to send that one to the left side, and Monica sends that one a little out of bounds, and we'll have a 6-7 game in favor of the Panthers. I can see them talking over there. I think it's wrong, but they're not going to correct it quite yet. Diving play by Monica sends that one to the Eagles side. Katie able to get a hand on that one. Hope able to send that one into the back line. Lands out of bounds, and that will be, according to the scoreboard, that's a high ball game. So we'll just match the scoreboard here for now. Monica there with that service. A little bit of an error on that one. Panthers dropping. Or I guess you can't drop in volleyball, can you? 7-8 now the score. Michaela there with that service. Monica with the first touch. Home with that secondary. Finalization by Juliana. Michaela finding its way forward. Slapped over by West. Cassandra not able to block that one. Back over to the Eagle side. And what is the score now? All right, we're just going to leave it. Service over by Michaela. Drop down, inbounds. Beautiful service ace by Michaela Henry there. That's caps lock. All right, I got it. Megan coming on to play the shallow right side in place of Destiny. Michaela there with a service. Claire with the first. Katrina with that secondary into the back line. Hone there finishing that one off. Megan with that touch, finding its way to Katie. Over towards that left side. Hope able to finish that one off with that third touch. Monica forward. Katrina up into the air. Sets that one over to Juliana, and that one will cross the netting as the finalization is made. Henry forward. West there to finish that one off with the helping hand of Katie. Katrina with that set to the back line. Claire there sending that one short on that right side. Katie forward. West able to find its way into the deep into the Panther zone. Laura Hone there ready for that one. Katrina finding its way to Cassandra, and that one will pass, go, and collect a couple dollars for commission. Claire there with that diving play, not able to get that one up into the air. Kind of meets Cassandra's face almost if she wasn't quite ready for it. Oh, I'm doing it wrong. I am sorry. All right. It's all good. Maybe. Hone, they're sending that one up. And I'm reading the scoreboard backwards still. I don't know why. Katie able to find its way over to Hope, and that one finished off the play. Katrina with that set, finding Cassandra, sips that one pass with a stick of butter, and that will claim a point. Panthers now at 8, Eagles at 10. 10, 8. There we go. Panthers down, but they're not out. They will, and the fight goes on. Cassandra there with that service. Megan not able to get that one up into the air. Kind of sends that one horizontal more than vertical, and the Panthers pick up point number 9, making it a 1-point difference. Cassandra there with that service. Hits underneath the netting, and can we tighten up the bottom of the net? Are we allowed to do that halfway through a match? No, that's clear. What am I doing? Hang on. That service is indeed out of bounds, and the Panthers pick up point number 10. Substitutions will be called. Katrina Eisler comes off and goes onto the bench. Taking her spot in the back row is Martha DePue. Clara Melvin going to take a seat on the bench coming off the front line, and Elisa Armour taking her position once again. Martha, a little. All right, they're going to call that one in bounds. All right, sure. All right, sure. All right. 11-11. Look at all those ones on that board. There's at least 4 of them. Martha there sending that one up and over. Rachel there returning that to the Panthers side. Martha forward. Elise able to get that one over to Hone. Tips that one past the block by Anna West, but caught in the netting. Will be the call. Number 18, the guilty party on the Eagles side. Anna West being her name. Service by Martha able to get that one up and over. Returned by. There's too many M names. I'm going to have a heart attack here soon. Megan forward. Not able to get a hand on that one. Looks to be number 6, Rye. Rachel, that's her name. I got it. I got it. I got it. Which one's that one? Martha able to send that one up and over. Megan able to get a hand on that one. Secondary by Katie up into the air. Hone slaps that one down, but kept alive by Megan. Juliana leaving that one land out of bounds. Correct in doing so. And the Panthers now at 14. Martha DePue able to send that one up. Not able to send that one over. And the Eagles now at 12. Not 0. It's 14-12 is the score. I'm not looking at my left hand. It's doing its own little thing down there on the keyboard. Katie Beggs able to send that one up and over. Martha able to get a hand to that one. Elisa there with that back set. Over top the block of Rachel Rye. And Panthers pick up point number 15 on the tally board. And Juliana Toth going to be the one to serve this one up. Service able to make that one into the backfield. Goes off of Hope into the backfield. Michaela getting a hand on that one. Going after that one. Anna West not able to get down and jiggy with it in time. Panthers now at 16. 4 points is the difference up there on that scoreboard. Juliana getting a hand on that one. Sends that one up and over. Goes off of Beggs and out of bounds. It falls. Panthers now at 17. Juliana Toth there with that service, sends that one up and over it goes. Hope Rye finding it forward. Destiny over to Rachel, and that one will be sent over top the netting. Monica finding its way. Elisa, hone fakes that one and pump fakes. All right, my brain had an analogy, and it started and then just died off very quickly. Elisa finding his way into the back line. Martha there slapping that one up, but hits the tip of her finger. But nonetheless, it claims a point, and that's what matters at the end of the day. 18-12 now the score. Service making that one up and over by Juliana. And the finalization by Anna West. Monica forward. Elisa to Hone. Slaps that one into the middle, but kept alive by Michaela. Elisa up. Hone jumps that one down. Michaela hits that one into the ceiling. Kept alive. Hope there finishing that one off, and that one will clear the netting. Inbounds it lands. Hone there tipping that one past the block. Hope able to find its way forward and slapped over by Destiny. Cassandra there with a receiving touch. Elisa dumping that one off. Kept alive by West. Monica over to Elisa. Hone there sending that one over and across. Destiny finding its way. Slapped back down by Hone. Diving play by Destiny. Makes contact, but not able to get that one up in the air with that third touch. Panthers now at 19 at the end of that series of events. And I think that one will be the biggest few events of this night. Receiving touch by West, finding its way to Destiny. And finalization by Rachel Rye. Martha forward. Elisa back to Martha. Slaps that one across towards that right side. Rachel throws that back to the Panther side. Elisa with that receiving touch hits it over to the Eagle side. Hone tries to send that one over, but West was ready for that one and read that play like a book, making it a 13 to 18 game. 19 game. Where am I at on the scoreboard? Service by Megan, able to send that one up and over. Hone over to Elisa, finding its way back over to Hone. Slaps that one down, and boom goes the dynamite. Panthers break point number 20 on that scoreboard. This is a best-of-5 series, so whoever claims 3 victories first will take home the night. Panthers right now lead the series 1-0. That's the first game, I believe, was an 8:25 game. The girl back behind the server will halt the play for. But here's Laura Hone with that service, sending that one up and over. Drops down uncontested, and now will be point number 21 up on the tally board for the Panthers. Laura Hone here with another service. A little bit of jump serve, hits that midsection of the netting and not able to get that one up and over. Eagles now at 14. Service met up and over. Rachel not quite able to keep that one in bounds. Puts a little bit too much sugar on that one and tastes a little too sweet. Katrina Eisler coming out onto the court. Martha Depew going to take a seat on the bench. And Claire Melvin will substitute on for Elisa Armour. Claire here to play that back line in the serving position currently. Service able to make that one up and over. Megan able to get a hand on that one. Rachel with that secondary and final touch on that play. Hone able to get that one forward. Katrina finding its way to Cassandra. Slaps that one down, but Megan able to return that back into the netting. Destiny getting a hand on that one. And Henry there finishing that one off. Monica able to get to the back line. Megan able to get a hand on that one. Not able to find its way to Destiny as she chases after that one. Not able to get underneath it in time. 23-14 now the score. And Panthers 2 points away from closing it out here. Closing out the game, not the set. Hope here tipping that one pass with the helping hand of Destiny. Monica able to find its way to Katrina. Back bumps that one over the shoulder. Rachel with the receiving touch. Destiny. And then finalization by Michaela. Katrina there sending that one across the netting. Katie over to Destiny, finding its way into the hands of Hope. Slaps that one across. Tone there with the receiving touch. Katrina with that secondary and finalization by Monica. Hits the netting and does not pass go. That'll give the Eagles their 15th point of the match. Destiny with that service, able to send that one up and over. Claire able to get that one back to the Eagles side. Rachel, Katie, and then finalization by Michaela. Cassandra blocks it, then bumps it, and then ricochets off the netting and hits her once again, and that will be considered the second touch. A block does not count as your first initial contact, so you can block it, then hit it once more. Monica forward, and that one will be sent over by Katrina. Katie to Henry, able to throw that to the back line. Claire able to get that one forward. Katrina there to finish that one off. Michaela able to send that one across once again. Hone with their receiving touch. Katrina with the secondary, and finalization by Monica Depew. Hope they're sending that one over, but Cassandra getting a block on that one. Katrina finishing that one off. Ricochets off the Eagles and out of bounds. Match point Panthers, 24-15, 24-16 now the score. Sorry, I'm not mentally fully here right now. I'm giving like a solid 60% right now. Monica there with that service, able to get a hand on this one. Juliana to Katrina, gets that one up and over it goes. Katie called for the carry, and that one will be the end of game number 2 here this evening. Panthers take home the second game of this best of 5 series, and first game being 25-8, this one being 25-6. So we'll see what game number 3 has in store for us here after the 3 minutes are up. I'll throw it. Sorry. All right. All right, they're getting ready to rock and roll. They're getting the position set and such, you know, regular pregame stuff. It is a little chilly in here. It's not going to get much warmer. It's only going to get colder till about 8 o'clock tomorrow. Then it's going to spike up like 20 degrees. It's going to be interesting. I think the weather said it's going to be like 44 around here at 8 a.m. Then by 9 o'clock it'll be around 56. So it'll be interesting. Don't know why we don't have the heat runs running or anything, but Right now it's a little chilly, but up here it's a little bit warmer than it is down there. Anyway, we're going to start off the match. Laura Hone here serving that one up and over, getting a hand on that one. Hope finding its way. Destiny with that secondary, and finalization by Hope, throwing that one into the backfield, but Hone ready for that one. Elisa finding its way to Monica, slaps that one up and across. Hope getting that one over to West, slaps that one down short of Laura Hone, and that one will claim the first point. This time around, the CLA Eagles. I'm sorry, I'm in frame, aren't I? I need to move the keyboard. All right. Megan there with that service, sending that one up and over. Hone able to find its way forward. Elisa back sets that one over to Monica, stops that one up and across the netting and lands uncontested. I would say it is contested, but hit the ground before it hit Megan. So, yeah. Elisa Armour sporting the number 3 in the royal blue jersey, here to serve this one up. Slaps that one up and across. Michaela finding its way to Destiny, back over to Michaela. Slaps that one down. Kept alive by Monica, finding its way to Elisa, then to Clara. Slaps going across with the attack. Martha forward. Elisa up into the air. Back sets that one over Martha. Slaps that one across the netting. Skips across the lake. As it's returned, it's out of bounds, and Panthers pick up point number 2. I forgot how heavy this camera is with all these wires on it. Diving play by Montgomery, but not able to claim that one back into the Panthers zone on the service from Elisa Armour. There's another one from her, able to send that one up and over. Hope able to get a hand on that one. Destiny with that secondary finalization by Michaela, able to throw that one up and over. Monica able to send that one across, but kept alive by the Eagles. Destiny finding its way to Michaela, slaps that one across for the Eagles. Monica throws that one up and over. Diving play by Rachel. Tries to get that one over to Katie, but not able to do so. And the Panthers now at 4. Eagles remain at 1. Play at 25. Win by 2. If we do go into a game number 5, this is game number 3 right now. If we go into a 5, we'll play to 15. That's the only differential from the regular scoring regulations we have here. Join that forward, Elisa, and then to Clara, sends that one into the back right. Hope keeping that one alive. Destiny with that secondary finalization by number 8, Michaela Henry. Not able to send that one across the netting, and the Panthers pick up point number 5 on the board. Elisa Armour there with that service, sends that one up and over. Hope able to get that one forward. Destiny not quite able to claim that one across the netting, and the Panthers pick up point number 6. Elisa sending that one up and over. Megan able to get a hand on that one. Clara there sending that one back over to the Eagles side. Rachel there returning that one. Monica throwing that one up. Goes off the block of Elisa into the hands of Martha. Clears and heading to the Eagles side. Destiny forward. And trying to slot that one up and over. Rachel Rye not able to get that to the Panthers side. Elisa there with that serve. Sends that one up and over. Megan able to get a hand on that one. Secondary by Michaela into the back row. Hone able to get that one forward. Finalization by Martha, and that one will be deemed out of bounds by the line judge. And Panthers remain at 7. Eagles advance at point number 2. She faked me out. I thought, for some reason, as soon as that ball moved, it was going to be going forward. But a beautiful service there by Rachel Rye. And she'll get to do it again. 7-3 now the score. Service by Rachel, able to send that one up and over. Hone able to get a hand on that one. Elisa with that secondary. Finalization by Monica. Throws that one up over, but is out of bounds. And the Eagles pick up point number 4. Rachel there with that service, sends that one up and over. Hone able to get that one forward. Elisa with that secondary touch into the middle it goes. Clara there sending that one past the block. Megan able to return that back to the Panther side. Monica forward. Elisa there dumping that one off down without a fight. Panthers pick up point number 8. Monica able to send that one up and over. Skips that one across the lake and scores as it sinks down into the pond. Panthers now at 9 from that service ace, and Eagles remain at 4. 5 points is the difference up there on that board, and here's Monica Depew with that service, sends that one up and over. Henry able to get that one over to Destiny, back over to Michaela, and that one slapped up, skips across the lake, and down it goes. Easy come, easy go. Panthers 9, Eagles 5. Eagles going to be serving this one up, the one to do so being Destiny Bickle. Slaps that one up and across. Monica able to get a hand, or Martha able to get a hand on that one. Elisa getting that one to the back line. Monica this time around, throwing that one up and across. Katie over to Hope will send that one across and out of bounds. The call from the line judge. Panthers now at 10. Substitution for the Panthers. Cassandra Eisler comes on to play that back line, and taking the bench is Clara Melvin. Cassandra there with that service, able to send that one up and never getting down with that one. Rachel able to find its way. Katie then to Hope into the back line. It falls. Cassandra there keeping that one alive. Elisa then to Hone and drops the dynamite down the shaft, and that one will be a Panther point as it explodes. Panthers now at 11, Eagles at 5, and I think that's the most monotone I've ever heard whenever saying something as exciting as that sounds. Cassandra, they're sending that one up and over. Megan able to get a hand on that one. Katie into the middle, and Michaela, they're sending that one up and over, and down it goes. Eagles now at 6, Panthers at 11. 5 points is the difference on that board. Quick maths. Service by Michaela, able to send that one up and over. Hone able to find his way over. Elisa backspinning that one over to Martha, able to get that one up and over. Michaela there, sending that one back. Hone jumping that one back to the Eagles side, and West there to finish that one off. Elisa to Hone, slaps that one across. Too much salt on that one, and that one will be spat out. Eagles pick up point number 7. Service by Michaela, able to send that one up and over. Getting hit on that one, Monica Ford. All right, let me just give me a second. I got this. Just 3 seconds, one play. All right, I'm resetting my brain. I can't keep up with this right now. That's saying something. All right, let's try this again. Katrina Eisler, they're sending that one up and over. Anna West able to get a hand on that one. Katie able to get that secondary. Everyone just kind of looks around, seeing who's going to go for that third touch, but nobody ends up doing it. Because of that, Panthers are now at 13. Katrina Eisler, they're sending that one up and over. Goes off Megan. Hope able to get a hand on that one, bumping that one over the shoulder. Keeps that one to the Panthers side. Katrina with that secondary. Called for the carry. And the Eagles are now at 8. Here's Hope Rye, number 7, with the service. Cassandra there with the receiving touch. Katrina there tipping that one pass, but West able to keep that to the Panthers side. Juliana to Katrina, bumps that one across. West slaps that one over. Diving play by Juliana Hone, able to send that one to the back line. Michaela there ready for that one. Finds its way to Katie, and then to West, finishing that one off to the Panthers side. At least with his first touch. Hone with that last, and a helping hand of Katrina Eisler. Where's the ball? Ball? Ball. Ball? Ball. 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 There we go. Juliana Toth, they're sending that one up. Not able to make that one past the netting. The Eagles are now at 9. Libero Megan Montgomery goes on to the bench, and coming on is Destiny Bickle to play the front line. Katie Biggs there, number 1, able to send that one up and over with that service, at least with the first touch. Katrina with that secondary. Finalization by Juliana Toth, able to get that one to the center of the field. Michaela able to get the receiving touch. Destiny with that secondary, and the finalization being by West. West called for the carry. Hone able to turn that one back to the Eagles side and gains a point from that. Panthers not 15. Eagles at 9. Sorry, I had a hiccup. Laura Hone there with that service, sends that one up and over. Goes off to the back row and out of bounds. Panthers now at 16. Clara Melvin coming on to play the front line, and Cassandra Eisler will be taking a seat on the bench along with the company of Martha Depew. Hone able to send that one up and over. Goes off Hope and into the crowd, keeping them wide awake. Panthers now at 17. Eagles at 9. Laura Hone with that jump service, able to send that one up and over. Getting a hand on that one looks to be Michaela. Then West able to finalize that one. Hone able to get that one forward. Katrina back to Hone, and that one will slap across the net. West able to return that to the Panthers side. Katrina with that setup, and Melvin there to finish that one off. Not able to claim that one up and over. Destiny's going to let that one fall, but it is a very difficult situation. I wouldn't blame her at the end of that play. Hone there with that service, able to send that one back out of bounds. It goes. 10-18 now the score. 8 points is the difference. Panthers are the lead horse in this race. On unless will take a seat on the bench. Taking her spot is libero Megan Montgomery. Sending that one up and over is the libero. Katrina there getting that one up into the air. Slapped over by Elisa Armour. Kept alive by Katie. Destiny with that secondary. And Rachel there with that finalization. Getting that one past the block of Clara. Clara there sending that one up and over with the tip. Hope to Destiny. Finalization by Henry. Monica able to get that one into the middle. Katrina there with that first, or the secondary, and the finalization by Monica. Let go, but just barely by Megan. Step ball lanes out of bounds. Panthers remain at 18. Eagles pick up point number 11. Megan there sending that one up and across. Honey able to find its way forward. Katrina getting a hand on that one. Elisa there slapping that one up and across it goes. Katie over to Destiny. Back into the middle. And there's Henry with that return. Down on her knees. Hope able to get a hand on that one. Destiny able to get that secondary. And finalization being by Michaela. Monica able to get that one up and over, but slapped back down by Rachel Rye. And the Eagles are now up to 12 on that scoreboard. The crowd trying to put a little bit of life back into their team as the visiting team's crowd. Just trying to put a little bit of mustard on that hot dog. As the ball's unreturned, the Eagles pick up point number 13. Here's Megan Montgomery, number 14 on the Eagles side, to serve this one up. Slapped up and not quite able to make that one over. Panthers now are at 19. Substitution is called. Martha DePue comes on to play that front line. Katrina Eisler takes a seat on the bench, and here's Elisa Armour to serve this one up, sporting the number 3 in the royal blue. Line drive, able to send that one towards that left side. Katie not able to get that one back in bounds. Rachel being the nearest person as the ball touches the ground. Panthers are now at 20 as they break that threshold. And we're in the end game now. Service made up and over. Goes off of the libero, Megan, and that one will land out of bounds. Elisa Armour here with the service, sending that one up and over from the back line. Hope able to get a hand on that one. Secondary by Destiny, finding its way back over towards that left side. Michaela able to send that one across. Elisa getting a hand on that one. Finalization, slap down. Martha just puts too much mustard on that one. Puts a little bit too much sauce on that one for the defense to handle of the Eagles. We got a 22-13 game here today. Service by Elisa will send that one up and over. Goes off Megan. Rachel keeping that one alive. Sends that one a little too far to the left side. Team not ready for that cut cross pass. And the Panthers pick up point number 23. Elisa there with that service. Megan receives that one. Rachel there with that secondary. Finalization by Henry. Throws that one up over and is out of bounds. Panthers now at 24. Armour there with that service, sending that one up and over. Henry there sending that one across the netting. Hone forward. Elisa with that secondary touch. And finalization by Clara. Diving play, keeping that one alive. Katie finding that to the Panthers' side. Elisa tries to dump that one down, but not able to pass that one through the netting. And so, we got a 14-24 game. Eagles here serving this one up. Rachel Rye sporting the number 6 on the back of her jersey to serve this one up. Slaps that one across with a stick of butter into the back line. Juliana finding its way. Elisa getting out to the left line and dumping that one off like a bulldozer. Lands in bounds. Martha DePue there to capitalize that final point. And she was the player to watch tonight. Did I call this one or what? That'll be the end of the series. Panthers take 25-14. Slap that one up on the scoreboard, and that will be the end between the matchup between the Eagles and the Panthers. That'll conclude the evening here at the Panther Den. Next match, I'm not sure when the next match is going to be, home or away. I haven't really seen the schedule for October, so I just play it by ear. That's why the intermission screen doesn't have that, have the next 3 games up. So that'll be it here this evening. And I'm not sure what the next video will be up, but it'll be good. It'll be jolly. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell for the notifications and all that jazz, because YouTube and such. But that'll be the end here today. I'm Gabriel Eisler. You're watching the Slippery Rock Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time.